Hey everyone, it's Danielle. Hope you guys are hanging in there. This is my fourth video that I've recorded since the coronavirus pandemic has sent all the kiddos home. For those of you that haven't seen my other videos, I work for Easter Seals and I am a behavior analyst. I started creating these videos just as help for parents that have kiddos home unexpectedly and just need some support, some guidance, maybe just someone to commiserate with during this time. I myself have a kindergartner who is 5 turning 6, and I have a 7-month-old. So I hope you guys are hanging in there. The topic for today's video is tips for telepractice. So this video is going to be geared primarily towards families that have children in early intervention. Those of you that are getting therapy services, whether that be speech therapy, behavior therapy or support, maybe occupational therapy, physical therapy, or even a teacher, even just special instruction through a teletherapy platform. So a few tips, because I know that I've been on kind of both sides of this. I'm a parent, but I'm also helping and coaching and guiding my team of behavior specialists as well in this area. So from all the feedback that I've gotten so far, I put together just a couple tips that might help when we are looking to do telepractice. Now, I want to start before I get into those tips to just talk about the difference between like teletherapy, telepractice, and online schooling. Because right now we're talking primarily about kiddos in early intervention, right? You're 3 to 5, maybe even younger, maybe even 0 to 3. Okay, so 0 to 5 age range, kiddos that are typically getting support either in the home or in their preschool environment. This should not look like online schooling, right? We should not, the teacher or therapist, for the most part, okay, is not going to be doing direct instruction through the computer. A lot of what you're going to be receiving is family coaching. Okay, there might be some small groups, there might be some circle times, there might be some interactions, and that stuff's fun, right? But a lot of the bulk of the strategies and supports are going to be geared towards the parents, and how can you implement them, those strategies and supports, throughout the week, not just in these pockets of therapy sessions. We were in a training webinar early on, a couple weeks ago, and the trainer was talking about the family coaching model, and they were saying how a therapist, when they provide therapy to a student, a kiddo, if you think of a jar of marbles, they are one marble in that jar, right? That's how much time they're spending with the child, where the parents are the rest of the marbles in the jar, right? We're the ones, the families are the ones that are spending the majority of the time with our kiddos now. So the model of instruction that is primarily going to be used is going to be this family coaching model, right? So parents and family members do need to be involved in these teletherapy sessions. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to give you a couple tips. 3 tips. So first one is be prepared, okay? Pick a space for your child. Set up some sort of area where they can be seated. Maybe there's a table, maybe there's not, but pick a space, okay? And test equipment before your first therapy session. We're using I'm not endorsing, but we are using the GoToMeeting platform for our therapy services at Easter Seals for the most part. And it is different on different devices. And if you use it either through the application or the web-based program, right? So play around with it, okay? Play around with different devices and see what works best for your home, okay? So set a space, test your equipment, okay? And then test those audio and visual functions, because if not, you're probably going to spend a lot of those first couple of sessions just playing around with it to get it right, okay? So do all that first, okay? Set a space, test your equipment. Also, reinforcers. So we talked a little bit about this in my last video. If you remember, positive reinforcement is when you present something following a behavior that increases the future likelihood that behavior occurs, right? So we want kids to be reinforced for sitting in this beautiful area that you're going to set up for them, right? So you want to have reinforcers. Our verbal praise, right? And social cues, high fives, pats on the back, thumbs up, right? They're great. But for some kids, they are not that positive reinforcement that they need. So maybe just find some of their favorite things. Maybe bubbles, some preferred toys, maybe some preferred snacks, right? Have those things available, because you want to be able to reinforce them, right, for the positive behavior surrounding the teletherapy sessions. This is new. This is different for them. You want to make it a fun experience, okay? Okay, so be prepared, set up a space, test your equipment, have some reinforcers, okay? That's tip 1. Tip 2, communicate your needs. Okay. I know this is a lot. Okay. It's a lot just having the kids home, right? So if the amount of therapy sessions, the amount of groups, or the amount of instruction that you are being offered is too much, express that to your team. Okay. We are here to help. Okay. So if the services, the therapy is not helpful, if it is too stressful, let us know, okay? We can back off. We can do shorter sessions. Maybe a therapist might be able to combine sessions where there might be multiple therapists on one call. We can try our best to be flexible. So just let us know, okay? Communicate your needs. Let us know if a certain time isn't working. Yeah, it's better to communicate up front than to just schedule so many appointments and then feel stressed and then just end up like not going, or, not having a good experience, right? Okay, so tip 1, be prepared. Tip 2, communicate your needs. Last tip for those of you that play poker, know when to fold them. Okay, so I was a teacher for a long time. I'm a behavioral analyst now, but one thing you learn fairly quickly when teaching is when you lost the kids, right? It's like, oh, this lesson was planned so well, and now it's not going well, right? So know when to fold them. Know when to say, okay, we're going to end it right here. Okay, we're going to switch activities. We're going to do something else. If your child isn't staying in the area that you set up for them, if they are wandering off, it's okay. Don't stress. Don't feel pressured. Like, oh, my kid has to be sitting here. You can try to guide them back, to redirect them back. Okay, and if they come back, right, reinforce again. Give them some bubbles, some snacks, some hugs. Great job, right? But if their behaviors are escalating, right, during a teletherapy session, if they become aggressive or self-injurious, let them go, okay? Know when to fold them. Let them go. Let them help them to de-escalate if you need to. It's okay, right? The goal of these sessions are not to trigger any challenging behavior. Now, sometimes just demands from a therapist or teacher might be hard, right? They might trigger some challenges, but we don't want to force a child to stay in an area when they're upset, right? Because that's going to continue to escalate them, right? So it's okay if they walk away, if they leave the room, if they leave the area, if they're starting to have a meltdown, it's done, right? Just say, like, I'm really sorry. I have to go, help so-and-so to calm down. If they're okay to de-escalate on their own, then maybe you can have just some consultation with the therapist or teacher without the child present. That's okay too, okay? What we don't want to happen is a kiddo being forced to sit in front of the computer, being belted in, because then they're not learning anything, right? There's no instructional control, and they're not gonna be open to engage with you as the parent or as the caregiver or with the therapist. Okay, so know when to fold them, and it's okay. It's okay if that happens a couple minutes into the session, right? Maybe then they come back and walk over, right? And then you can reinforce and try to re-engage, okay? It's okay. So there are my 3 tips. If you want more strategies or tips on managing challenging behavior, please see video 3. If you didn't watch videos 1 and 2, those tips are going to really help for telepractice as well. We talked about in video 1, using positive reinforcement, the 5-to-1 ratio, and the second video we talked about setting expectations, right? So if you have a schedule for your child, which I suggest that you do have, put in their therapy sessions. Okay, you're gonna have breakfast, and then you're gonna have circle time with Miss Danielle. Okay, then we're gonna have a break. We'll play with toys. Then you're gonna have lunch, and then you're gonna have speech. Okay, so set the expectation. Go back, and if you want more information on that, see video 2, because it is really important that we let our kiddos know what the expectations are for them. So just remember that the therapy is meant to be helpful, not stressful. If it's too much, just say so. Okay, the therapists, the teachers, the behavior specialists, we are here for you guys. Listen, I am in it with you. I wish you guys the best luck. I don't know how many more of these videos I'm going to be doing. I am thinking about doing some live parent trainings, like maybe on Zoom. So look out for those. We will send those out, email links when they get up and running. We're thinking about some topics that need more explanation, maybe like potty training, sleep strategies, excuse me, and maybe we'll do some more PBIS in the home. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. Good luck. You got this. I believe in you. You guys we've made it this far, right? So you can do it. Remember those 3 tips for telepractice. All right, have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.